Greetings, my name is Yash Shah, roll number 103, and the title of the research paper is Performance Evaluation of NewSQL Databases, publication, International Conference of Inventive Systems and Control, and IEEE. The research paper was published in the year 2017, the author of which are Karambir Kaur and Dr. Monica Sachdeva. For over 4 decades, relational database systems have been the leading model for data storage, retrieval, and management. However, due to increasing needs of scalability, there emerged a new technology known as the NoSQL database technology. However, the NoSQL database systems lack the asset properties of traditional databases, and hence, to get the best of both worlds, a new technology known as the NewSQL technology emerged. NewSQL is a class of modern relational database management systems that provide the same scalable performance of NoSQL systems for online transaction processing, read-write workloads, while still maintaining the asset guarantees of a traditional SQL database system. The technical characteristics of NewSQL include SQL as the primary mechanism for application interaction, asset support for transactions, a non-locking concurrency control mechanism so real-time reads will not conflict with writes and thus cause them to stall, an architecture providing much higher per node performance than available from traditional RDBMS solutions. Since there are many new SQL databases that are being used in the big data era for real-time web and big data applications, and since every database has a different data format which is used for storing and retrieving its data, hence a new customer faces the problem of selecting the appropriate new SQL database that can be used for his business requirements. The objective of the research paper was to analyze and compare the performance of the NewSQL databases, namely NeoDB, VoltDB, MemSQL, and CockroachDB, qualitatively as well as quantitatively on the basis of parameters like execution time, read latency, write latency, and update latency, and then conclude which database performs the best and which one suits which needs. Here is a comparison between the four main types of traditional NewSQL databases. You can go through the table while I still give you a brief about the same. So NeoDB was launched in 2010 by industry-renowned database architect Jim Starkey and accomplished software CEO Barry Morris. The company is based out of Cambridge. NeoDB is a distributed peer-to-peer system that provides an in-memory database service with asset transactions. VoltDB is an in-memory scale-out SQL database purpose-built to power a new generation of applications that thrive on fast, smart data. VoltDB claims to be 50 to 100 time improvement over the traditional relational database systems as well as the NoSQL systems. CockroachDB is a distributed relational database that is scalable, survivable, and strongly consistent, hence the name. It combines the rich functionality of SQL with the horizontal scalability common to NoSQL offerings and provides enterprise-grade disaster recovery. MemSQL is a distributed relational database that handles mixed transactions and real-time analytics at scale. MemSQL has a two-tiered architecture that provides high throughput. It features an in-memory raw store and an on-disk column store. It also features Streamliner, a tool that can efficiently stream data into the MemSQL row store and column store. New SQL solutions aim to bring the relational data model into the world of NoSQL. Therefore, a comparison among the different NoSQL databases is essential to understand how these fare against the previous ones as well as among themselves. Methodology is devised which includes detailed comparison among the different NoSQL databases that I briefly mentioned a while ago. NoSQL solutions differ greatly in the characteristics. Moreover, changes in this area are rapid with frequent releases of new features and options. Hence, it is important that we study them. So the steps of testing the four main databases include the following: installing Ubuntu 14.0 LTS OS on VirtualBox, checking if all the prerequisites like Java SSH are installed. If they aren't, we install them. Installing the new SQL databases, namely VoltDB, CockroachDB, and MemSQL on the machine, and after configuring some configuration files, start them up. Install NeoDB and Java JDK on Windows. Before running the test, tables are created in all databases and load files into them. Run the loaded workload and get the results. Performance metrics such as creation, insertion, updation, selection are calculated from output of all database localhost screen. The results of the following tests are as follows. The read latency, write latency, update latency, and execution time were taken. Almost similar results are noticed while plotting the right latency curve for various target except NewSQL systems. In the case of Cockroach DB, which takes the maximum amount of time, as you can see from the chart, overall performance of NeoDB is good in all parameters, which takes minimum time to perform all operations, as we can see. The comparison table is as follows. So with this, we can conclude that NeoDB fares far better than MemSQL, which fares far better than VoltDB, and CockroachDB is the worst performing among the four. Conclusion, a comparison among the most prominent solutions is performed on a number of dimensions. Performance comparison of the NewSQL databases were done using qualitative and quantitative comparison methods according to the experiments performed and the graphs that we could already see. The results showed that NeoDB takes minimum time to perform all operations except in the updation, for which MemSQL takes the minimum amount of time. So NeoDB performed better in most cases, while CockroachDB fared the worst. The possible areas for future scope of the work include security, as it was not taken as a criteria while studying the different products. Security is a huge field in itself. Deploying multiple nodes of each new SQL system, the experiments were performed in this work were on a single node. By increasing memory and other aspects of new SQL, we could observe varying results. The increasing number of clients' performance tests and judging them would be a great concern. And the third one also includes that there are not many research papers that have been published, and there are only a few of the studies that have been done on new SQL database systems. However, as time progresses and as new SQL databases become more prominent, we can run more fruitful tests and more fruitful research papers can be written, which helps us get a better understanding of how they fare against each other. Here is the bibliography as the sites that I referred for the research of the research paper. Thank you.